Okay. In the last class, we have studied about different types of classification system. First, some question answer, and then we will go further. Tell me, who had first time attempted earliest classification system? Maitri. First of all of you switch on your video.
Ma'am, Aristotle.
Correct. Aristotle. Next. Ayushi, switch on your video first. Second question. On the basis of which criteria Linnaeus divided organisms into two kingdoms? Kirtan.
Ma'am, the first was the presence of chlorophyll. The second was a cell wall, and the third was they are motile or immotile.
Correct. Jaimin and Ayushi, switch on your camera first. Correct, Kirtan. Next one. Which are the demerits or drawbacks of this two kingdom classification system? Sakshi.
Drawbacks of this kingdom was prokaryotic and eukaryotic, unicellular,
Means
multicellular.
one thing, prokaryotic, eukaryotic, correct. But you will have to tell in this way. This classification system did not divide organisms into eukaryotes, prokaryotes. In this way, you will have to tell. Start.
This classification did not classify this organism into prokaryotic and eukaryotic, multicellular, unicellular, then photosynthetic, non-photosynthetic, and yes, ma'am, this much only.
Correct.
Drawbacks.
Next. Who had given five kingdom classification system? Jaimin.
Ma'am, R.S. Whitaker.
In which year?
Year नहीं पता.
Okay, 1969. Remember. Next.
Okay.
First, on the basis of complexity of cell, Whitaker divided organisms into which categories? Jia.
Yes, ma'am. He divided into eukaryotic or prokaryotic.
Correct. Next question. After the complexity of cell, next which criteria is used by Whitaker? Second criteria is which one? Zil. Zil, you are not audible. Mic on करो.
Cell structure, cell membrane, and cell structure, cell membrane.
C. Wrong. Okay. Next is which criteria? Maitri.
I know this much.
Maitri.
And cell wall.
Complexity of cell wall nahi. Complexity. First complexity of cell, then complexity of organism. Unicellular, multicellular. Remember? Then unicellular, unicellular, eukaryotic, protista. and multicellular eukaryotic, three kingdoms are there: fungi, plantae, and animalia. Out of these three, which one are decomposer? Ayushi,
Fungi.
you are not audible.
Fungi.
Speak loudly, Ayushi.
Fungi.
Fungi, correct. Next, after that, can anyone tell me what is the meaning of saprophytic? Saprophytic. Bolo Kirtan.
Ma'am, the organism which feed on the dead and decayed material
Correct.
are called saprophytic organisms.
Correct, correct.
Saprophytic
Organisms
mostly.
which feed on the they get the nourishment from the dead and decaying matter we call saprophytic. They are natural scavengers. Okay. Next, who had given three domain system? Arpita.
Carl Woos,
In which year? Zil.
1990.
Correct. Good. In 1990, Carl Woos given that three domain system. Next, name of that three domains. Name of that three domains. Akshi, Ayushi, Jamin. Don't know? Okay, Ayushi. Bolo Ayushi.
Bacteria, archaea, and eukarya.
Bacteria, archaea, and eukarya. Correct. Now we will start the next one. Next, that's the first kingdom, Monera. Kingdom Monera. Do you know Kingdom Monera? In in this Kingdom Monera, which organisms are placed? Kingdom Monera is a kingdom of which organisms? So many times I have told you. Chia,
Bacteria.
correct. Okay. Kingdom Monera is the kingdom of bacteria. Remember. Now, first, that's the Kingdom Monera, bacteria. First of all, okay, before going into their further, that's the classification. Some common features or end features of Monera kingdom. In that, this is the kingdom of bacteria. And bacteria, you know, bacteria present everywhere. Cold region, warm region, humid region, hot springs region, acidic condition, okay? In extreme condition, in non-extreme condition, everywhere, in air, land, water, everywhere, bacteria are present. So that's why we call they are omnipresent. Omnipresent meaning what? They are present everywhere. Okay, omnipresent meaning any organism. अब कोई भी organism के लिए suppose ये word use होता है omnipresent means they are present everywhere. This organism present everywhere, right? Next, this bacteria, okay, bacteria. Some of the bacteria are there. They can live in extreme habitats such as hot springs. You know that hot springs in that the very much high temperature is there. Okay, 80 to 90 degrees Celsius high temperature. and with that temperature, hardly the organism can survive. Those organisms can survive. These are some of the bacteria. Desert, snow, deep oceans. Okay, deep oceans where the light is not available, totally darkness. Over there also this bacteria are present. So remember, kingdom Monera, a group of bacteria, they are omnipresent. They live in extreme habitats such as hot spring, desert, snow, and deep oceans. Next, okay. Next, remember some of the bacteria they are either they are live as a parasite. So parasitic two form, ectoparasite and endoparasite. Okay. Some of the bacteria are parasite in nature. Means parasite का बोलेंगे one of the organism that we call host. Inside the host, this organism can survive by getting the nourishment. Okay. Bacteria first enter into the host, then from the host it gets the digested food material. The food material which is digested by the host. So it's very simple molecules, absorbable form of molecules taken by these organisms that we call parasite, right? Either if they are present on the surface like skin pe agar hai, so we call ectoparasite. But if enter into our system, then we call endoparasite. Inside, endo inside, ecto outside. Remember, okay? Next. Next, that's us bacteria. Name of the bacteria on the basis of their shape. Remember, we have learned this thing in chapter number 8. Students, just give me 2 minutes. Okay, let's start. See, bacteria have different shapes. Basically, 4 different shapes are there for bacteria. Remember which are there? Anyone remember? Bolo Kirtan.
Ma'am, the bacteria which are spherical in shape are called coccus, which are what-like structure are called bacillus. The spiral in nature are called spirarium, and the comma-shaped are called vibrio.
Vibrio. Correct. Okay, 4 shape we have discussed in chapter number 8, this thing, right? So different shapes of the bacteria are there: coccus, bacillus, vibrilum, and the spirillum. One thing that you should remember that if bacteria in this form, spherical है, but they are in a colonial form, spherical. So we obviously use this word coccus with that for that, right? And one more thing, colonial form है. That's why we call, see, एक होता है streptococcus and other is the staphylococcus. Okay, one is a which one? Strepto and other is a staphylococcus. So if bacteria, okay, bacteria in a colonial form, we call staphylococcus. And if these sphericals, okay, they are arranged in a this form, filamentous form, then we call streptococcus. If you remember that coccus and bacillus, they are colonial form. And race 2, Vibrio and the spirillum, both are solitary form. Okay. So if bacillus, we get in this form, rod shaped structure, they are arranged in this way. And this one we call, जैसे मैंने स्ट्रिप्टोकोकस के लिए आपको एक्सप्लेन किया, सो इसको हम क्या कहेंगे? बोलो. Jia, tell me. Unmute first.
Yes, ma'am.
This one we called what?
मैम मुझे तो आपकी स्क्रीन ही नहीं दिख रही है, मैं हैंड भी करने वाली, पूरी ब्लैक ही दिख रही है, कुछ दिख नहीं रहा है.
Okay.
Ma'am, can I rejoin again? Because it
Yes.
is really not.
Yes, yes. Any other student? Yes, Zil, बोलो.
Bacteria.
हाँ? बोलो.
Bacteria.
No. Kirtan?
Ma'am, streptobacillus.
Correct. Streptobacillus, जैसे streptococcus है, तो ये rod shape है, so we call streptobacillus. If this rod shape in this format, then we call बोलो मैत्री.
Ma'am, Staphylococcus.
Correct, Staphylococcus. Okay. Remember. Now next. Now see, so one thing we have learned that, see, bacteria are divided into so many different ways. One of the way of classification that, remember, gram positive, gram negative bacteria. Second point, that's on the basis of the shape. Third, on the basis of the nutrition, on the basis of the mode of nutrition. Bacteria, if you remember, cyanobacteria, another name of cyanobacteria, blue-green algae, which possess chromatophore, which helps in photosynthesis. Remember? We have learned this. Okay. So next thing, that according to mode of nutrition, some bacteria are autotrophic. Some bacteria are autotrophic. Autotrophic, they are further divided. Autotrophic, can anyone tell me first of all what is the meaning of autotrophic? ये तो lower standard से आता है. I expect some all. What is the meaning of autotrophic? Jaimin, bolo. Don't know? Autotrophic. Why? See, one of the examples are plant. Autotrophic का example है plant. Why we call plants are autotrophic? Ayushi, speak loudly. Ayushi, आपका voice आ ही नहीं रहा, low भी नहीं, आ ही नहीं रहा.
Because they can make their own food.
They can,
Make their own food.
yes, they can prepare their own food. That's why we call autotrophic. Okay, so autotrophic further divided into two. Either food prepared by photosynthesis, so we call photosynthetic bacteria, or else chemosynthetic. Autotrophic bacteria, okay, they are mode of nutrition on the basis of that these things are there. Either photosynthetic or chemosynthetic, right? Chemosynthetic means by from the chemical energy, they can prepare their own food. Photosynthetic, they can prepare their own food with the help of sunlight. Solar energy is required for photosynthesis. Okay, so
मैम
remember, now bolo,
रिपीट करो ना एक बार.
photosynthesis, in that the sunlight is required, whereas in chemosynthetic, in that chemical energy from the compounds, organic compounds, okay, from the organic compounds, chemical energy released, and that energy used by the bacteria to perform or to make their own food, and they become autotrophic. Now, so some very few bacteria are autotrophic. Remember, very few bacteria are autotrophic. Majority they are heterotrophic. Majority they are heterotrophic. Remember, they don't have the ability to prepare their own food. So we call heterotrophic. Autotrophic, the opposite term, right? Next. Now the next thing, different bacteria, that's the archaea domain and bacteria domain, if you remember. Okay. So first we will discuss about archaea bacteria. Archaea bacteria, commonly known as ancient bacteria. Archaea का meaning होता है ancient. Okay. Ancient, that's the old one. Antique चीजें नहीं बोलते हम, right? So that is what old one. Now, so this archaea bacteria, just for your knowledge, they are known as a living fossils also. Why? Because this archaea bacteria can survive in extreme habitats. Means extremely high temperature is there, extremely salinity is there. Okay, oxygen is not present, anoxygenic conditions are there. In these extreme conditions, this bacteria have the ability to survive. So this type of atmosphere, climatic conditions are present when the earth is arise. Yes, or the life arise on the earth, we can say that. ये आपने सुना होगा, okay, movies में भी आता है ऐसा. When life arise on the earth, at that time, initially no oxygen is present, too much salty area, too much high temperature is there. Gradually the temperature gets reduced, right? So same conditions are there, extreme conditions are there, which was present when the life forms first time on earth. So that's why we can say that these are some hints that these bacteria are the that's the oldest organism which can survive in these extreme conditions, and that's why we call they are ancient bacteria and they are living fossil. Next, this bacteria are there, but in this bacteria, this is the specialized group of bacteria that we call archaea bacteria. So what is the speciality in this bacteria? So it can survive in this extreme habitat. They have specialized cell wall. They have specialized cell wall structure. Remember, they have specialized cell wall structure. Cell wall, it's a rigid structure. If you remember, in general in bacteria, cell wall is made up of which compound? Which chemical? In chapter number 8, we have discussed. Bolo. Jia.
Ma'am, cellulose.
No. Wrong. Bolo Kirtan.
मैम पेप्टिडोग्लाइकन.
करेक्ट. पेप्टिडोग्लाइकन बैक्टीरिया है. प्लांट के बारे में नहीं कर रहे हो आप लोग. ओके. सो generally in bacteria, cell wall is made up of, first listen my words, peptidoglycan, generally in most of the cases. But this peptidoglycan is absent in case of this Archaeobacteria. In their cell wall, there's a different type of chemical compound is present that we call pseudomurin. This is the specialized compound, this chemical compound is present in the cell wall of Archaeobacteria. Okay. Next.
Ma'am, will you
After-
repeat the name, please?
Yes. Pseudomurin. Next. So these Archaeobacteria live in extreme habitats such as salty areas. Salty area, that type of those organisms can survive in salty region we call halophiles. Next, some are present in the hot spring. Hot spring where the temperature is too much high. Okay, so that we call thermoacidophils. Means this thermoacidophils name suggests. Thermoterm for what? Thermoterm represent what? Bolo Kirtan.
Temperature.
Correct. Temperature. And acidophil, acidic condition. So this organism can tolerate high acidic condition, that is 2, pH 2. Okay, you know the 0 to that 7, particularly 6.9, 7 the neutral hota hai, right? So when we go towards the 0, 1, then pH acidic condition increases. So 2 pH generally. So thermo, high temperature, as well as acidic condition, both can tolerate by this organism. And third one, that is, these are present in marshy area. Marshy area, daldal, kadav kichad, daldal, right? This type of habitats, okay, a marshy area. In this type of habitats, this Archaeobacteria are present. Now, marshy area in which oxygen, okay, oxygen is not present. In marshy area, oxygen is not present. So oxygen-free marshy area. One for acidic, saline condition. Second for temperature plus acidic condition. And third for that marshy oxygen-free condition. So in these three extreme habitats, this Archaeobacteria can survive. Now next, Archaeobacteria, okay, differs from that Eubacteria. Archaeobacteria differs from that Eubacteria by having which structure? Remember, cell wall. Eubacteria have that simple peptidoglycan cell wall, whereas Archaeobacteria have pseudomurin cell wall compound. And this is the unique feature of the Archaeobacteria. So they can survive in this extreme habitat. Next, more details about that marshy areas, okay, oxygen-free marshy areas. Over that, the methanogens, this bacteria we call methanogen. आपने सुना होगा गोबर गैस प्लांट, सुना है ना? cattle dung, from that the gobar gas form, and that helps
Yes,
in the
ma'am.
lightening, cooking, right? So methanogens from the, it helps into produce gobar gas. This bacteria not only present in this marsh area, but this bacteria are also present in the cattle. Cattle के dung को utilize करते हैं to form gobar gas, right? Dung is a excreta of a cattle. So in the dung, this methanogens are present. So this thing indicates this methanogens are present in the cattle, particularly the stomach. This, see, cattle के stomach के 4 parts होते हैं. आपने humans का पढ़ा होगा, cardiac and pyloric. Digestive system, if you have learned in lower standard, humans may only 2. Whereas in case of the cattle, 4 parts are there of stomach. One of the part we call rumen. And in this rumen, this methanogen bacteria are present that helps in digestion of cellulose. You know, cattle eat the grasses. Grasses, in that cell wall is there. Plant basically, cell wall is made up of cellulose. So to easily digest the cellulose, these methanogens are there, which helps in digestion. Okay. Next, after that, so rumen, in that these methanogens are present. Next, these methanogens, okay, helps in inside the cattle, helps in digestion of cellulose.